Are you a DSLR owner that is jealous of all these mirrorless cameras being announced? Well, today I'm going to show you how to turn your DSLR into a mirrorless camera. Hey guys, Omar here. I'm totally kidding. Don't take a drill to your DSLR. But if you have a DSLR lying around and you haven't moved to a mirrorless camera, you can actually shoot your DSLR like a mirrorless camera. And I actually discovered this when I was losing my eyesight. It was harder to sort of check focus without any reading glasses. Life after 40.
Get fittings done here.
So I actually started shooting with a loupe, and the loupe allows you to actually see your camera, your DSLR, like a mirrorless camera. All right, let me show you. Okay, making a ghetto mirrorless camera begins with this. This is the loupe. The loupe has magnification in there. It has a magnet. This one happens to be by a company called Tarion. Not sponsored by, I bought it myself. And I'll link up some that I find below if you are interested. But it seems to be kind of semi-universal because these tracks move to line up. This moves as well. So you can line it up with your DSLR screen. And at the bottom it has a mount, and the mount is also Arca Swiss. So you can mount other things to it. You can mount it right onto something like a tripod. And this is magnetic. This guy kind of finds its way into here. And I already have it lined up for my camera, but like I said, you can move these tracks to perfectly fit it to your screen. And this is what the guy looks like. And that's with the 35mm f2. Wow, and that's what it looks like with the 70-200 2.8. Shwing, that is long. Definitely a lot larger kit than using something like the Sony a7 III. But again, I think it works better with smaller lenses. Here's my 50mm 1.4, one of my favorite lenses by Sigma, one of the art lenses. But here's what it looks like in the loupe. And you can see all your information. This is what you usually see in the back of your DSLR, but if you hit the live view button, you now have all your information available to you just like an EVF. And if I hold the back button focus, you can see the focus points. It acts just like an EOS R, which I love. And the other things you can do is you can change things really large on the screen, like your ISO. If you want to use the screen or touch the screen, this guy flips open like a trunk and you can actually use the touch screen. Then it's back to privacy mode. You can also pull this guy off from the magnet and then you can use it just like a DSLR. You like? The first thing I liked about shooting this way is it definitely gave an extra bit of stability by, bracing the camera to my eye. That was number one. Number two, there were no prying eyes. I remember going to a couple of my kids' recitals and shows. If I was shooting video, no one can see what I'm recording as opposed to seeing the back of a screen. Okay, so I kind of like having my own little world in there. That's something that you could use an EVF with, but again, you don't get this bright, super huge screen in your eye, which I love. Check this out. Hello in there. So you see my head in there. I can focus. You see the little confirmation of focus on my head. And what's great is even if you don't push the back button on Canon, you can actually see when the camera picks up a face. And so I remember shooting a ballerina shoot. The first shoot I did using the loupe and live view was a very cool dancer ballerina portrait shoot with this teen. And it just liberated me from, having to move a focus point. The camera was taking care of everything, and we got some great portraits. And I was convinced that day that I always wanted to shoot with some kind of live view. I could see my white balance, I could see focus point. It was like being the Terminator. If you only have a DSLR, you can add a loupe to it and it really changes the way you shoot. Great for video hybrid shooters too, because you can film a little bit, and then start shooting your photographs. So I love the loupe for its privacy, stability, and for a huge screen, especially those of you that are losing your eyesight.
Pardon me, officer.
All right, I'll see you guys next time.